Hi, everyone, and welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm Marty Snider from NBC Sports. This is Chris Rice from Colleague Racing, also right here at NASCAR.com. Tell you what, Rice, fun weekend in Daytona. We got all the races in, which is the number one thing. But Brad Keselowski, really a dominant win, which kind of surprised me in the Coke Zero 400. But the 100th Cup Series win for Team Penske in their 50th anniversary. How significant, even for a race team like Team Penske, is a milestone like that?
Well, it's huge because you and I talked about it on a preview show. We thought the Gibbs cars were going to dominate, and for Team Penske to go out and dominate like they did with the 22 of Joey Logano and the 2 of Brad Keselowski is awesome. I really think the fastest car won, which we really don't say that a lot at the Speedways.
Plate racing, right?
So
yeah.
I was pretty impressed.
Well, and Brad said they came with a different package, so that's probably what made him the most proud, is they came with something completely different, and it not only did it win, it was dominant. It did work, no doubt about that. All right, the other Team Penske driver, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, not very happy with him. So does Kurt have a right to be upset with Joey for that last lap crash?
It's Speedway racing, Marty. So you know what? I don't know how you can be mad at somebody. We look at the one car in the 48. They crashed almost the whole field. Who do you get mad at in that situation? But Kurt Busch, he does have a little bit right, but they're coming for the win. I mean, it's something right towards the end of the race. You never know what's going to happen. You're trying to do all you can do. And I'm telling you, Joey Logano is one of the best at the Speedway races right now. So I think he done the right thing.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., let's talk about him. I mean, even when before he wrecked, the car wasn't quite as good as maybe they thought. They've had just one top 10 in their last 9 races. Jr. even said himself before the race that he's been frustrated with how they've been running. Is it time to start worrying about the 88 team?
Absolutely. I've been worried about them a long time, but I really don't say it on here because I'm telling you, they know how to fix it at Hendrick Motorsports, and they will fix it. But I don't really see anybody just dominant to go out and race with the Gibbs cars. Let's don't forget the Gibbs cars still are good now. Let's don't forget that. They really are good. So they have run well all year, where the Hendrick cars hadn't run well anywhere, really. They just haven't picked a place and said, hey, we're good at. So it's time to start worrying.
Well, they're going to start worrying this weekend at Kentucky. And we have a lot to be concerned about, Mr. Crew Chief, at Kentucky this weekend. Brand new pavement. They've changed the banking in 1 and 2 from 14 to 17 degrees. So a lot of really unknowns going into this weekend. So what worries you the most as a crew chief?
Well, not knowing the racetrack. We've heard all of it, that it's smaller. The racetrack is smaller getting into turn 1, but different banking. We really don't know that much about it from the Xfinity side, but the Cup guys, they have went out and practiced a little bit, done a little bit of testing, but they haven't been side by side. And that's something that's key with new pavement, getting into 3, everybody's going to be loose. That's the key corner to Kentucky Speedway. Everybody's loose there, so not knowing a racetrack, Kentucky has done a lot of work, but we still don't know the racetrack.
Well, you mentioned a lot of work. Since June 20th, pretty much 24/7, up until this week, they've been dragging tires with a machine that literally lays rubber down on the racetrack. They went through 250 tires trying to make the track ready for racing this weekend. How will that help?
Well, it's going to help because we're looking for the outside groove, and we need rubber in the outside groove to be able to run 2x2 or side by side, you say. So dragging the tires puts rubber into the racetrack, puts it into the pores to be able to get up there and race, have a little bit of grip. So Kentucky doing what they've done has been huge. Being able to run 3 divisions there this weekend is going to be also huge.
Well, you mentioned everybody being loose into turn 3. We're going to have that lower downforce package for the second time, and they were loose when they ran it the first time at Michigan. What did we really learn at Michigan that we'll expect this weekend at Kentucky?
The good thing about Michigan, getting in turn 3 really is a lot like Kentucky. Believe it or not, it's flat getting into turn 3 at Michigan. You are lifting. You're coming off the accelerator pedal, the gas pedal. Because you're just so loose or you're pushing because you don't have all the downforce, that's something you got to do. You got to get your car driving good, and you better drive to the front.
I tell you what, I'm excited to see that low downforce package this weekend because we saw a lot of loose race cars at Michigan. All right, time to play NASCAR Fantasy Live. Who are you going to put in your lineup as a winner this weekend?
Kyle Busch. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to pick Kyle Busch.
You're going on a big limb there, Rice, aren't you?
I like Kyle Busch. He really knows how to get into the corners that are really loose, and he can maintain it and make speed. I like Kyle Busch.
I'm going to go with another team that seems to have figured things out lately, and another team that seems to react to packages very well and package changes. I'm going to go with Joey Logano this weekend. I know he's made Kurt Busch a little bit angry, but I think Joey's going to have the speed, and I'm seeing a little more speed out of the Team Penske cars. I don't know if you agree, but I think they're getting a lot better. Daytona aside, I think overall they're getting a lot better.
They definitely are, but Kurt Busch might have something to say about that.
There's no doubt about that. So, hey, make sure you keep it parked on NASCAR.com this weekend. Live leaderboards, in-car audio, and also other news updates before and after the Kentucky Saturday night race this weekend on NBCSN. So make sure you check that out. Next week, we're heading to New Hampshire, way up north. We'll enjoy that. But in the meantime, y'all have fun watching the Kentucky race weekend.